This channel started several years ago with the premise of picking the best, in my opinion, at least best for me, carry 1911, and also the best one for the range. And we did a 22-part series called the Great Affordable 1911 series, and I believe it was part 21. I showcased the Wesson ECO. I put that up against a Ruger officer size gun, same thing, same size as this, and compared these Ruger, which you get for well under $1,000, with the ECO, which at the time was going for about $1,600. Now it's almost impossible to find these. They, for some reason, dropped them from the catalog, but still one of my favorite carry guns. 3.5-inch barrel, officer size frame. We're going to talk about it. We're going to shoot it. Thanks for dropping in. Now we're going to revisit the Wesson ECO, officer size 1911 9mm. Also got one in 45. I believe that showed up in part 17 of the Great Affordable 1911 series. But this is really one of my all-time favorite carry guns. Again, officer size frame, which means 8 shots in the magazine for 9mm. I think it's 6 or 7. I have to check, depending on the magazine, for 45. 3.5-inch barrel. The barrel on this is very slightly reverse crowned and almost flush cut with a slide, not quite. The full-length guide rod, by the way, it's a bull barrel, and the full-length guide rod is flush with the end of the bushing that the guide rod sits in. Kind of a tri-top slide, like the shape of this, serrated on the top. It has Heine type straight 8 sights on it, which means just a dot in the rear, a dot in the front. Put them in the 8 configuration, and they work. They are tritium night sights, and it's a ledge type rear sight if you can cock it on something, if you got one-hand operation. However, I did mention in the original video, been a couple of times my hand slipped on this. That is a really sharp edge if I'm running the slide in a hurry and my hand slips. I've drawn blood a couple of times. It's all machined. The safety on it, slide stop lever, are both machine parts. They're not MIM'd. Let's see, skeletonized hammer, solid trigger with an over travel stop, good memory bump on the grip safety. 24 lines per inch checker on the mainspring housing as well as on the front strap. Do like the gun. I want to talk about it a little bit more, but let's just see how this thing works. Let's try it out with the plates at 12 yards. Wesson ECO, 3.5-inch barrel, officer size frame, shooting 100 and let's see, this is 115 grain Winchester white box out of a Wilson Combat magazine. Let's just for kicks run it at 12 yards and see if it'll work. Just do the plates, and if I got anything left, if I don't miss, I'll have something left, and then we'll come back and go for the steel silhouette. All right, it works. Trigger on this is a nice, clean, crisp 3.5 pounds, just over 3.5, and very, very little take up. By the way, you can see that I just emptied it. So even though I'm pointing sideways on the range, the gun is empty. Clean, crisp, short take up, just about 3.5 pounds, no over travel. And we'll do this backwards for the camera. A very short, noticeable reset, and back to 3.5 pounds. Love the trigger on this. One of the things I liked about the officer size Wesson initially, some other gun manufacturers are now starting to follow it, and that is the rounded grip frame on the mainspring housing. Just the way the gun fits into the hand right there is a huge difference. I sent the Nighthawk T4 back, similar size gun but steel frame, and I had Nighthawk round that heel along with some other things. We did a part 1 on that Nighthawk restored or returned. I'm going to do a part 2 on it because I wasn't real happy with it at part 1, but part 2 it seems to be working a little better, so we'll do that part 2 on it. All right, let's take this over to 25 and see what it'll do. All right, we're going to go out 25 yards with this Wesson ECO, and I'm using a Staccato or STI back then, mag for my Staccato C, 124 grain BPS ammunition, kind of cheap stuff, but let's see how it'll work here at 25 yards with the ECO. I'm going to start with the Raccoon on the right. These Atlas targets I really do like. Again, Atlas furnished the raccoon, the woodchuck, and the crow for me, and something other than just shooting round plates. Go for the or the raccoon. And let's go for the woodchuck next to it. Crow next to between the silhouettes. Oh, come on, gotta get the crow. Why am I not hitting the crow at 25 yards? Well, that's disappointing. But what you're seeing is what you're getting. Maybe those Atlas targets are dodging it, I don't know. Well, that did work. I gotta go into the magazine with this BPS ammunition. There we go. All right. Just had to go just a little low on it. Let's see. How about the head flipper on the black silhouette? BPS ammunition is not the world's most consistent. All right, I got a couple of rounds left. Let's go for the white 10-inch with a green center, just the left of the red silhouette. Nope. All right. So that ammunition is not working well at 25. I'm going to try some Winchester 115s out at 50. We'll see what'll happen. Got some different grips on it. That's not the grips that came with the ECO. I believe these are Cool Hand Starburst, if I remember right. Could be wrong. I changed the bush there to the screws on it also, just for the looks of it. Nice, nice feeling gun. So far, I'm not real happy with it with the BPS ammunition. Winchester white box, 115 grain. Let's just see if this will reach out and touch something at 50 yards. Not a 50-yard gun, but let's just see what it'll do. Silhouette on the left, silver silhouette. 16-inch, high right, white with the green center. 12-inch below it, white with the red center. There we go. 10-inch, white with the black center. Got it. Should have one round left. One round for the 8-inch below it, white with the red center. And got it in the last round. All right, Dan Wesson ECO. Too bad they don't make it anymore. It's still one of my all-time favorite carry guns. Officer size frame, 3.5-inch barrel. Weighs about 35 ounces fully loaded with 9 rounds of 124 grain ammunition. That works for me. Carry it generally outside the waistband, but it's still a good, defensive gun. That's what we haven't tried yet. Let's do that before we shut the cameras off. Again, a Wilson mag. I got 124 grain Federal Punch ammunition in it. Let's just try that here again on the plates and see how to run the plates. Well, and that happened because this magazine did not seat all the way. That's the Indian, not the Arrow. Try this again. All right, that's maybe why I don't carry punch. I've been carrying 158 grain Golden Saber in here, and even out of a Wilson mag, that round took a nosedive and is on the feed ramp. It's not going in. And you're seeing it live on camera here. This is my first try with the punch ammunition in this gun, and it's still taking a nosedive. It's out of a Wilson magazine, which kind of surprises me. Nope, his punch is taking a solid nosedive on the feed ramp. Take that first round out, and the next round worked. I don't yet know what the difference is, but I guess so far I'm not happy with the punch, but let's still finish up the plates. And that time we got a magazine loose and a failure to eject. All right, not boding well for punch ammunition. Got 5 rounds left in here. And let's see what I can do with it. Alright, those ran. Again, I'm going back to the Golden Saber. We'll have to test it some more with that. And I'm not real happy with the fit of this particular Wilson magazine in here. So, good thing I'm not carrying it with those. We will drop back 10 yards to punt. But other than that, I do like the ECO. Again, it's just an ECO revisited here. Still one of my favorite guns, just it's a little finicky sometimes on ammunition. So we'll work on it a little bit more. I know that I'm not going to carry it with punch. We'll stick to the 158 grain Golden Sabers because I know that works. Just didn't bring any out because that's expensive ammo. All right, that's it. Thanks for stopping in and taking while we take a revisited to the Dan Wesson ECO.